Lie, Cheat, and Steal, a podcast about liars, frauds, thieves, and bullshitters. Let everybody know we are a bi-monthly podcast, and we are available anywhere podcasts are listened to, including YouTube. Also, if you haven't already, please go ahead and give us a 5-star review on whatever service you listen to us on. That helps people find out about the show and really get the word out. And if you like what you see here today, we do have a Patreon channel that has 2 more episodes every month. So that's patreon.com/lie, cheat, and steal. That out of the way, I'm your host, Pat Soroyce. With me, as always, my co-host, Kath Barbadoro.
Hi, Pat. How's it going?
It's going good. I just got back off the road from Florida, and I am now back in Texas drinking a Topo Chico hard seltzer just to commemorate, and yeah, just back here. It's nothing to report. Glad to be off the road. I was gone for 2 weeks.
How was Florida? Were you in your second hurricane of hurricane season?
So I've gone to 2 hurricanes now. I don't know if I talked about the last time, I was like, oh, I'm driving. Yeah, so it's the second hurricane. Then I'm driving down there, and there was it wasn't a hurricane, but there was some gigantic storm on the East Coast. I missed it, but I was about to call my manager and be like, hey, man, what the fuck, dude? We all got phones. We all got weather
He's
apps
part
on
comedy booker, part storm chaser. That's his other. He gets confused about who he's sending where, and then you accidentally get the storm chaser. That's the problem.
Yeah. I want to see some desperate open micer out there open up a storm chase open mic where he's like, hey, come on down. It's like every third Thursday of the month, if there's a hurricane, we go out, or a tornado, we go out and chase it. Mm-hmm. And we just put our lives at risk. Yeah, I would do the hurricane. Or no, I wouldn't now, but I could think of a time when I would have done the tornado open mic.
Yeah.
I'd be like, well, it's a tornado, but you get 7 minutes.
You gotta have a hook. So. That's what's important. You gotta have a hook. And if the hook is dire, potentially life-ending weather events, then so be it. As long as there's a hook. That's what's important.
That's the hook. The first open mic I ran in Austin, I didn't know anybody. I wanted people to come to it. So the hook was, I remember I called it For the Win. And Joke of the Night got $20. I had no system on how to figure that out, but I figured the promise of $20 would get people to come to my open mic.
I heard that's how Vegas open mics are like that. I've heard where the best best set of the night wins money at Vegas open mics. So just a hint, if you're out in Vegas and you want to hustle $50, that's a thing. That's what I've heard. So.
Man, what if there's just some grinding ass Las Vegas comic who that's how he lives? It's just a Las Vegas open micer who's good.
I was thinking that too, right? It's I know a couple people who are good road comics who live out there, and it's they probably can do pretty well just being a pool shark for open mics. I feel like that's possible.
Yeah. I thought Las Vegas comics and San Francisco comics I see everywhere, and I was talking about that. They're like, yeah, because there's nowhere else to play around San Francisco or Las Vegas. If you want to go on the road, you got to go to a different fucking state.
Right.
Oh man. Yeah. Well. Okay. Let's see. Speaking of grinding and trying to really maximize your potential in this world, we are taking another walk through the world of sports. I was saying sports medicine, but just fitness, health. We've kind of been doing a little bit. We've been finding these topics lately. We did the Barry Bonds steroids episode, and then we did, of course, we talked about the COVID doctors. Also, and it's just another one of those things that has entered in the public consciousness. Of course, I am talking about the Liver King.
Oh yeah, yep,
yeah.
I love these. I love these.
The Liver King.
Sorry.
I was not the Liver King. I'm sorry, Liver King. It's just Liver King.
Just Liver King. Is he very particular about that?
He is a third-person motherfucker, man. I don't know if he's very particular about it, but he's the kind of guy who, if he was like, "Hey, it's Liver King, not the Liver King," I'd be like, "Yes, sir." Immediately, I'd be like, "Yeah, no, I'll call you whatever you want."
Yeah, I just am fascinated by these guys because I don't know, health scams. It's just it goes back to the classic snake oil salesman. It's one of the oldest scams in the book is convincing people that the secret to a long life and then trying to sell it to them. And the Liver King was doing that with a lot of panache, a lot of a lot of pizzazz, a lot of charisma,
Yeah.
a lot of just like trappings, I would say. Just many extra steps. He's a real P.T. Barnum of a health salesman.
Yeah, yeah. There's a very like definitely a showman. I'll give him that, and he
Hmm.
seems at least aware that a sucker is born every minute.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, he's a yeah he's so he's also one of these guys we've been talking about this topic. It's been coming up lately. Is he's like one of these guys who has a problem with the modern take on masculinity, and
Yes.
these dudes annoy the shit out of me because it's like I feel like as a dude, it's like yeah, we all thought that. I remember when I had my time period where I thought like, oh man, everybody's soft these days. People are weak, and it was after I just watched Fight Club in ninth grade, and like I grew out of it. And so when I see like fully grown ass men that are just like, no man, yeah, everything's fucked. Dads holding their kids in baby Bjorns. What's that about, right? Like this weird stuff where I feel it's an impediment to the species to not
Yeah.
get dramatic about it.
It is
But
weird to like encourage because he really is like that is kind of a phase. And like people who never grow out of it, like Liver King really relies on men being mentally 14 years old for as long as
yeah,
possible. Like that is his demographic.
yeah, it's like it's one of these things where like any like ounce of maturity kind of cycles this shit right out. And so you can almost see like, it's like his videos, he's like wearing like suits made of kettlebells and like pulling 100-pound weights behind him. It's like, no, anything vaguely mature, get it out of here. We're gonna keep it dumb, we're gonna keep it simple because an ounce of introspection really just shatters a lot of these fucking lifestyle
Right.
views.
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
like, if you were actually to do research about fitness or something, that's science, and science is for nerds. So
Yeah,
primitive men
yeah.
were not scientists, you know?
They were not. No, they weren't scientists. They were. Also, what's funny is he has a very strange impression of what primitive men were like.
Yeah.
We'll get into that. Apparently, this happens a lot. People think there's one type of primitive human being, like we don't have a full fucking globe of different cultures and people, and so there's nobody lived the same way. And also, I would go as far as say nobody lived like this. So we
Absolutely
will.
not. Yeah.
Yeah, I get to use all my nerdy ancient history fucking knowledge that I've been accumulating through podcasts while driving. So
Have you
gonna
read
dive right in. Oh, go
before
ahead.
we do, have you read The Dawn of Everything by David Graeber? I feel like you'd
Uh,
like it.
no, but it was brought up on a podcast I was listening to the other day, and I
Hell
checked to
yeah.
see if they have the audio book, and they don't. And because I just drive so damn much, that's how I digest my reading. And but it seems so intriguing. I might fuck around and go grab a
There
hard
is
copy.
there is an audiobook of it. So
Oh,
if
there
you can
is.
find
Okay.
it, there is. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. I
So
mean,
if
that's
you can
my
find it, definitely give it
yeah.
a listen. But anyway,
I will. I love that. Tides of History just wrapped up their ancient history season. It's been our prehistory. It's been 2.5 years,
hell
and
yeah.
boy, yeah, yeah. Now they're on to the Iron Age, so big stuff happening out there. But speaking of iron, there you go. That's my segue. I'm
There we
reclaiming the
go.
segue. Speaking of iron, we're talking Liver King today. So you may or may not have heard of the Liver King before his most recent round of media exposure. Since mid 2021, Liver King, aka Brian Johnson, has gained an insane amount of followers on TikTok and Instagram through these wild strength and endurance stunts and by espousing what he calls a primal lifestyle, which is defined by simple ancestral living and lots of raw liver, more than you think. Like this guy's name is Liver King. You're probably like, okay, I bet there's going to be a fair amount of liver in this dude's day to day. You're wrong. It's
Even
way
more
more
than
than you're
that.
thinking. Yeah. So, Liver King is a cartoonishly jacked, perpetually shirtless man. And he has spent the last 18 months telling millions of people that the only thing standing between them, and I say people, but it's really all men. We'll get to that
It's
in a
men.
second.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, there's a liver queen, and we'll talk about her, but I just don't, I don't know if they're picking up what he's putting down. So, yeah, he's been the last 8 months telling millions of people that the only thing standing between them and a physique and mindset just like his is their deep dependence on the softening comforts of the modern world. Shirts, mattresses, vegetables, hairbrushes. These, along with processed food and carb heavy snacks, are the reason the entire human male population doesn't look like him. So, as I said up top, we certainly live in a golden age of alternative science. Right now, we have millions of men primed and ready to hear any message that says academia and modern medicine have been wrong this whole time,
Right.
and essential oils, not showering, and using horse dewormer to fight a virus. there's an entire industry firmly in place to tell people that all they got to do to be the smartest guy in the room is to disagree with the smartest guy in the room. And it's in this space, this expanse beyond Rogan, where normal stuff like an interest in fitness mingles with like hyper capitalism and toxic masculinity. And that is where Liver King came to fame.
It's interesting that you like say like the space beyond Rogan, because I do feel like the reason that this guy was able to kind of gain the audience that he has, which I'm sure you're going to talk about how he did that, but a lot of what he did was appeal to algorithms. Like,
yeah,
because I know like my co-host on What a Time to Be Alive, Eli, he is a big gamer and watches a lot of like video game playthroughs and stuff, and he's like, oh yeah, if you watch any of that, YouTube will try to radicalize you into like anti-vax, alt-right, men's rights guy. Like he gets served Liver King videos because he watches video game stuff. Like
oh yeah, that's fucked that they make that connection, because like it's like, why should they have anything to do with each other? They don't. But I mean, when you get down to the, I mean, I understand why they do, but it's like on the surface, those two things should have nothing to do with each other.
Right. It's determined by algorithm, like not by people. It's just like, well, this Venn diagram overlaps enough that we're not going to get to the bottom of why. We're just going to serve everyone this stuff and hope to collapse that Venn diagram even further. It's wild.
Well, just when friend of the show Jake Rowe during COVID was living with his parents up in Arlington, and they put Fox News just on in the background, and Jake was like, "Man, I'm wondering why I'm getting all these like far right fucking men's right activist like ads on my YouTube." And he's like, "Oh, because my phone has just been out of my parents' house for 6 months, bumping Fox News, and just they're like, oh yeah, this is what this guy likes."
Yeah, man, it's dark.
The algorithm is crazy. Like the algorithm, for some reason, thinks I like going to comedy shows. It's like, buddy, I just do them because I have to. I don't want to go to this fucking.
They need this algorithm to be sensitive enough to realize that we are comedians and therefore should not be served comedy content ever.
Yeah, yeah, I'm all set on that. Either I don't find it funny or it gives me a panic attack because it's like too good. I was like, shit.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Either it sucks or it makes me feel like I've wasted my life. There's no in between.
Yeah, I couldn't watch like pretty much anything like sketch comedy during quarantine because I wasn't doing comedy. It was weird.
And it just made you antsy and like made you want to get out and do it. Yeah.
Yeah. Sid was going through some old videos the other day and she found a video of us just like laying on the couch just bullshitting, and she was like pretending to interview me for the news, and it was like mid 2020, and I was like I was trying to be funny off the cuff, and I said in the video, I was like, man, I haven't done comedy in so fucking long. I don't know what it's like to just be funny on command anymore. And then I was watching the video with her, and I was like, damn, you see that smile on my face? Like, you see how happy I was during that time period.
God damn.
Oh man, but yeah, enough about that. So let's get into Liver King, because let's go back and learn a bit about the Liver King before he was a Liver King, when he was but a liver boy. So Liver King, aka Brian Johnson, just a made up name. It's like Brian Johnson,
super made up sounding.
He was born in 1980 in San Antonio, Texas, baby. He lost his father early in life, and his childhood was that of a skinny child to a single mother. Brian, as Liver King refers to himself in like a reminiscent past tense third person kind of way. He talks about, because he mentions in one of his interviews, he's like, I'm just Liver King, dude. Oh, by the way, he cusses every third word. I'm just fucking Liver King, dude. That's right. I saw this thing the other day. I said Brian Johnson. Who the fuck is Brian Johnson? It's me, man. I didn't remember that.
Yeah, man, I'm sure. I'm sure you don't think of yourself still as like skinny, wimpy Brian.
No, not at all. Yeah. The fact that you sleep in dirt, and eat deer meat like raw. Like, yeah, no, I'm sure you have no kind of complex there.
Certainly not.
Yeah. So yeah, he as he said, he was a target for bullies, and it sounded like it was a pretty rough bully. And it was like one time a kid hocked a loogie into his hand and smacked Brian in the face with it, which is honestly groundbreaking. I never thought of that when I was a kid. I spit on people, I smacked them. I never thought about that.
That's some innovation in the bullying field.
That kid was Michael Dell, and he's in charge of Dell Computers now. So one time his mom, who presumably had to be frugal as a single mom, splurged and bought Brian a brand new pair of shoes. And Brian wore them to school beaming because he always had shitty sneaks, and some asshole stole them out of his locker during gym, and he had to walk home barefoot. Yeah,
Brian.
and they got stickers in San Antonio. So everything changed though. He started working out. He's in middle school, and some of these portions I'm about to read are from a GQ article that was pre-expose, and it was written by a female journalist who I think has the right take on the guy. She was like, she's like, based on his house, I'm assuming Liver King owns the shirt, but I wouldn't know. So yeah, so he starts working out when he's in junior high, and he said he liked the gym because it was somewhere where he could control all the outcomes. And I understand that. I know when I'm at the gym and you get your life on that cycle, that's very like psychologically rewarding.
Yeah, definitely.
But more than that, he liked the attention and the validation he started getting from his peers. At one point, his classmates made a remark that Liver King says probably changed him for his life forever. They called him Marky Mark.
Oh, knowing how old this guy is, that's like the highest compliment a weightlifter high schooler could get. Oh my God, yeah.
The most chiseled man in America at the time, who presumably never worked out. He was he's too busy like throwing rocks at Asian people and shit.
Exactly, yeah. He was too busy committing hate crimes in Boston.
And I said it though. My most problematic belief is that I do believe if Mark Wahlberg was on that plane, he might have stopped 9/11. Like that's not a compliment. I just feel he thought highly enough of himself to do it.
Right, like he was a crazy motherfucker. He would fight some people who were not white. So like he might have been able to.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Oh, not on my fucking watch. I watched Four Brothers for the first time. The movie Four Brothers, which is hilarious, and Mark Wahlberg ad libs like 70% of that script, and he drops a lot of like N-word with the soft A's.
Oh no.
Yeah, it's like John Singleton directed that. He wasn't like, hey, cut, Mark, that's not in the script, bro. What are you doing? Like,
that's what I mean. Like that guy does not give a fuck. He will drop a soft A in front of John Singleton on his movie. He doesn't care. Yeah.
It was 2004. He had like massive amounts of goodwill from like black moviegoers. I know they just loved it. They love the guy. So he was like, I got this, bro. I got this. And besides, my guy's a criminal from Detroit. He says this word. Anyway. Yeah, go back and watch Four Brothers. That's a hilarious movie. But we're getting sidetracked here. So, being compared to the extremely fit Mark Wahlberg, then of the Funky Bunch and Calvin Klein underwear ads, was a watershed moment for Brian. He said, I realized other guys wanted to be like me. For the first time in my life, girls started to take notice of me. Well, you were in junior high. That would be the first time girls started to take notice of you.
Yeah.
So after dropping out of medical school during orientation, which like, again, I don't know much about college, but orientation to me, I think high school, it's like, hey guys, fucking bathrooms down the hall. On Tuesdays we do fajitas. And he was just like, fuck this. Just like stormed out.
Well, it's extra funny because like medical school is really, really hard to get into. So like if you went through everything you have to do to get into medical school and then you drop out during orientation, it's like, what was the last straw? Like, it is really difficult to get into medical school. You have to take an extremely comprehensive exam. You have to like take all of these specific classes in college, and then you get to orientation. You're like, nah, not for me.
Not for me. Also, yeah, at that point, I imagine you're like financially invested a little bit as well.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah.
I something tells me this may not be the whole. If this is a Liver King supplied bio, this may not.
Yeah. It sounds like man, I went in there. They was, he was telling me that hemoglobin behaves in such characteristic ways, and I said, "Bro, nah, not at all, man." Like one of those guys is like, it was like, I told the teacher he was wrong and walked out.
Exactly. They said it's bad to eat brain or whatever stuff is.
They're like, who the fuck is that guy? He's not in any of the roles. He just went to a medical school and was like, I'm leaving first period, bro.
Right.
And that's gonna be the fucking cornerstone of my story. So, he said girls started to take notice of him. Now, after he quits med school, he goes to work for a pharmaceutical company. The irony, the author notes, given his current commitment to pre-modern living and healing, and she said it's not lost on him.
That's how he knows. That's how he knows that it's all bad, because he was in the belly of the beast.
Yeah, dude, I was there. All the floors were sterile. I was like, ugh, what the fuck is this? So, yeah, he made enough money doing that to indulge expensive outdoor hobbies, which makes perfect sense for him. He was a snowboarder. I imagine this dude owned like a board that goes over terrain you weren't aware it could do, like sandboarding, huh? Like, yeah, you didn't even know about that, did you?
Yeah.
So, yeah. And this is so snowboarding is what he was doing when he met Barbara, the future liver queen, in 2004. I wonder if their first date was to go see Four Brothers, which was released that year. Um, so the Liver King, now this is kind of funny. This is where we get in a little bit to like what his idea of like manhood is. The Liver King said at this time he was a lesser man. He said who would throw his gum out on the street and wouldn't flush toilets in public restrooms.
That's like you don't need to disclose that. Also, you're insane. What is that? What? Yeah. That's not like, okay, throw your gum out on the street. That's like sort of it's human. I understand. Not flushing in a public restroom is insane behavior. That's like not something you should ever admit to.
And also, it feels like anybody who does those things and doesn't realize they're wrong, I feel like they're beyond being able to be taught that it's wrong. You know, like if you're already like well into adulthood, you're like, I don't flush fucking public toilets. I just can't imagine somebody's gonna come into your life and be like, oh, it was wrong to leave porcelain bowls full of my own brain and fat filled shit all over the
so weird. Like that, what a strange thing to do, and then to like tell a reporter that you did. I don't. Bizarre. That's like serial killer shit to me. I don't understand it.
Yeah. He's like, I had a pretty sordid past. Things are crazy coming up. I ran with a crazy crew. They'd spit their gum out and wouldn't flush toilets in public. And it's like
real dark stuff.
You're like a lesser man. Like say you were robbing people or some shit. Like do an actual crime. Come on, man. So he said I was good at being a man before I met her. So he said he was a lesser man. He said lesser. He was still good though in his mind. He was still
and shit. Oh, he's Marky Mark, and, of course.
Yeah. He said I was good at being a man before I met her, but she made me a good man. I was good at being a man before I met her. She made me a good man. I feel like half the shit this dude says is like on a motivational poster somewhere.
Absolutely.
So though the Liver King is the undisputed star of the ancestral lifestyle, it's really a family affair. The Liver Queen and two of his sons, who he calls the Savage Liver Boys. I couldn't remember their names earlier. I was talking to Sid. I was like, what was his son's name? Brick and Mortar? But his son's names are Rad and Striker.
Brick and Mortar is not that far away from Rad and Striker. You were like pretty close. You basically got it.
Also, not a bad name for a pair of sons. Brick and Mortar. These are my sons, Brick and Mortar.
Pretty good.
Brick's got it easy. Mortar doesn't quite know what's going on in the world, but so his whole family makes frequent appearances in the videos, chowing down to them on various animal organs. And so part of this whole dude's thing, obviously, is the liver and the meals that he makes. And like he goes places with like a chef. I say chef, it's like a guy with a bag of fucking meat because there's no preparation put into it. But the photo that they took during the GQ article, the spread was like platters with like fucking animal skulls with like tendons still released, like still on them and shit, like this piled up, and he was like eating like out of the little like cartilage crevices. It was just very strange, and I feel like that the toilets in that house are just screaming for help.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, all of these people's their GI tracts are completely fucked. Doesn't this guy have like a chef though? Isn't there like a liver chef who like comes and quote unquote prepares his liver, even though it's just raw organ?
Yeah. That guy's taking him for a ride. It's like, I'll be by and fucking throw some meat onto a wooden cutting board and then use your home gym and leave. Apparently his house is like a fucking compound outside of Houston. Mm-hmm. And it's like the lady was like, as he was giving him a tour of the place, like every time you like turn a building or come into a new space, there was like some other acquaintance of his just working out.
Nice.
Yeah. That's what they do. They chow down on animal organs. They lift massive weight. But in fact, according to Liver King, it was the kids that started all of this. When they were young, his boys were in and out of the hospital with illnesses and allergies. Desperate for a cure, he read Sally Fallon's book, Nourishing Traditions, the cookbook that challenges politically correct nutrition, and diet dictocrats. I was like, at what point are you just like you want to make fun of like, I don't know, like pronouns or like different like sexualities and stuff like that? You just said politically correct nutrition. You just fucking made that up. That is 100%.
It's the woke mind virus has infiltrated nutrition. Yeah, no, these people are fucking ridiculous. I feel like food is a real it's a real classic first one though, because like this is sort of like the wellness culture to fascism pipeline, right? It starts with don't believe science about nutrition. They're just trying to sell. They have farm subsidies. Like they're trying to put corn in all our food because we have too much corn. Like that. And then they're like, and also big pharma is part of this. And like big pharma is bad. And it's like those
Yeah.
things will get reasonable people. Like obviously saying politically correct nutrition, like most regular people think that's insane. But if you talk about like how high fructose corn syrup is bad, or like big pharma profits off of
Yeah.
medication or whatever, those things are true. And when people get inundated with that culture, then it becomes, and also vaccines are bad, right? And also, like
Yeah.
you have to eat like a caveman. And also, you know what cavemen did? They raped people and were afraid of people that didn't look exactly
Yeah.
like them. And like, you know, it's just like this compounding thing that
Yeah.
that this guy was clearly a node on, even though he wasn't that political. He's clearly part of that pipeline, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, it really is. It's like I said, yeah, it's just this thing about out there of like, like if you question authority, you have a built-in audience. And I'm like, and again, like I came up like I was all for questioning authority, and I still understand that, but it's like this, like it isn't it's like it's science. It's there's an industry behind science, but like the science itself, or like it's not. I feel like you can fix the industry profiting off of science, but like it's just like science is bad. That doesn't make any fucking sense. That's like saying that like gasoline is bad because of oil companies. Like, well, gasoline helps us a lot. I mean, it's bad, but it's not like it's neutral. It's how it's being used. And I feel like people that want to like be anti-science, it's like maybe like change the industry around it, but the idea that science itself and people who partake in science and study it are going to be immediately left biased and just like intolerable of your culture. It's a hook, but it works because it's a natural stepping point, like you said.
Yeah.
It's just like a natural progression to start thinking that way. But yeah, so he had politically correct nutrition and diet dictocrats. A dictocrat with I didn't know what a dictocrat. What's a dictocrat?
I think it's like I don't think it's like a word that has a specific technical meaning. It just means like a person who tells you what to do, I think.
Yeah, like a diet Nazi kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah. And he decided to implement some of the findings he found in the book. And he said, and again, like one thing that we'll get at this is like there's some things he says that makes sense. It's like, yeah, we should get outside more. We should eat less processed food. It's like, but we'll get into what he does that a lot of hucksters do, and it's like, if you watch like a reputable fitness YouTube video, they're like, hey, here's what's worked for me. Here's my system. Try what works for you. Give it a whirl and see if this works for you. People who have something to sell and they're fraudulent, it's always like, no. I'm the only one that know.
I've cracked the
it's
code.
My thing is the only thing that works.
Yeah.
I've cracked the code. And these other guys are telling you misinformation. They're telling you all the wrong stuff, and it's like because they can't exist in a space with other people, like with other like several fitness influencers can hang out and be like, oh, this is what I do. This is what I do. But if you're full of shit and you're banking on a lie, you can't be in an atmosphere where there's any other voices. Right. And so to keep those guys out, you just got to shut them down. And it's like, and he definitely does that, so. But yeah, he said we cut out all the processed food. We cut out all the liquid calories, seed oils. We went to just whole foods, chiefly liver and bone marrow. Chiefly, fuck off.
That's seed oils is big with these people too. They hate seed oils. That's what they think is making it. It was soy. That was their old one. Yeah. And now they've moved on to seed oils as making us all feminine or whatever.
God, dude, it's like these guys start off with a point, and then like the point. Once that is exhausted, it's just like, okay, whatever the next point that comes down the pike, that's my new point.
Well, it's because it's because they need to make money. So it's like like you said, they're all grifters that all have to like they all need to carve out their little niche and be like, no, I'm right. So if everyone is saying soy is bad in my little echo chamber of like conservative nutrition guys, I'm gonna innovate the next thing. It's seed oils or whatever. Like they're always looking for. And then also you can get like repeat buyers. It's like, well, you bought my thing a few years ago, but now I'm saying all this different stuff. So like, give me more money, It's all just a business.
If you follow, like, if there's an author who like that's his take is every book is like, now this thing's bad. If you like follow that guy for his entire career, like, what do you have left? You're like, I'm just drinking air and eating water, man. That's all I got.
It's most like people who work in this kind of industry who aren't full of shit will tell you like everyone kind of knows how to be physically fit. Like you eat vegetables, you don't eat too much, you work out, you like, make sure you do a little cardio, you lift some heavy stuff, you're going to be better off than 95% of people. You're fine. The thing that's hard is
Yeah.
consistency and discipline. It's not that there's some secret you don't know. Like there's no secret. It's
Yep.
when you hire someone to do something like this, it's to keep you consistent. That's what their job is. It's not to reveal
Yeah.
the secrets of health to you.
Yeah. It's just to be like, hey man, maybe like cut back, cut back on that. Don't do this. It's not there's not like a magic thing out there. It's crazy to see people think it is. Talking about just jumping from point to point. Look at all the I'm not gonna name anybody in particular, but the wave of comics who became anti-vax comics when that was like a ticket to getting booked all over the nation all the time.
Mm-hmm.
And it was like, okay, that's over with now. We've talked about this before. And it's like, what are they gonna do? They're gonna grab the next thing that comes down the pike. And I don't want to throw anybody's name out there, but I know a couple guys that went from anti-vax, and it was like, okay, that momentum lost, and it's like, and like clockwork, it's trans kids now.
Right.
It's just
exactly.
Like it's sad, man. It's like you're just gonna be like whatever you got to do to keep this fucking machine going, and it's whoever gets under the wheels of the tank, fuck them.
Yeah, it's bleak.
Anyway, so he said him and his wife and kids, they're crushing brains, they're eating marrow, and within a couple of days, the rings around their eyes went away. Your fucking 11-year-old kids had rings around their eyes. Like,
I remember there was a raw food vegan woman on YouTube who used to say that like she was like, oh yeah, when I started eating raw vegan meals, my eyes changed color. Like this is, I don't know why they're so into this as like a detox thing, but yeah, they like to claim this.
Yeah, well, I think it's because like the changes you see in your body when you start taking care of it are very like minute and molecular, and it's like, yeah, no, that doesn't really seem like it resonates with this crowd. It's like, no, man, my hair turned fucking blonde and I grew 6 inches. Like it's like it has to be something wild like that.
Yeah.
So yeah, he said they had this new vibrancy, this new electricity. He said, you didn't know they were capable. Is he talking about his kids and his wife? Which is kind of funny because he's talking shit about them. He said, you didn't know they were capable of living like this with such joy and laughter. And what he had to say is he talks a lot about the physical strength that he gets from his lifestyle, but he talks a lot about cognition. And I know like when I've been like on a peak with like working out, taking care of myself, eating right, yeah, you're sharper, And it is just kind of funny. Like, it's like, yeah, that's a side effect of healthy living, of constant exercise. I'm sure, you do feel clear-headed and like, I guess it's a selling point, but it feels like he's like saying like, I'm going to make you smarter. Saying like this made me more cognitive, and then not saying like, oh no, I cleared all the fog out of my head. I have less stresses, and I'm able to focus more. It's like instead of just improving your natural ability to focus and multitask, he will give you a brand new, heretofore unseen ability to multitask and process fucking object permanence or whatever he found out he could do. So in any case, he and his family and friends grew stronger. A moral dilemma presented itself to the Liver King. This is a quote. And then again, like this dude cusses in every sentence. He goes, what kind of piece of shit would I be if I didn't model, teach, and preach this to the world?
I'm doing my duty. That's what I'm doing, selling you supplements. What a monster I would be if I kept this to myself. I love that. That's classic hucksterism. I love that.
Yeah. What about I do? Put a cover over this lamp? Look like the Bible quote, like put the lamp on the hill and shit. Yeah, that is hilarious because he's like, I have a moral obligation. I wish I didn't have this good of a goddamn idea,
Right.
Yeah. So, with the help of a social media consulting company, he started posting about his life and his workouts last year. It was a, quote, very rocky start, he admits. He didn't enjoy making videos at first. Feel you on that. I started doing TikToks, and I tell you, you got to break that seal. At first, you're like, I don't want to fucking do this. So he didn't enjoy making videos at first, and it took the consultants a while to figure out the Liver King preferences, as in nothing that shows him engaging in any behavior that could be seen as remotely feminine. And one of the examples he brings up with this, carrying groceries. I mean, you think for like the tame ass like domestic lifestyle we live as modern humans, I think carrying groceries is the man's job. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like
yeah.
I mean, like I've carried groceries out of cars with partners before, and we've had a blast doing it. But
people joke that that's like why they work out, is so they can carry all their groceries in one trip. That's like the fact that he's like, no, that's for pussies. That's not fitness. That's like total bullshit.
Having a client who's like, yeah, well, I just want to get in shape so I can carry all the groceries in one trip. He's like, yeah, I'm gonna need you to get the fuck off my property.
Yeah, groceries, those go in the kitchen, and that's where the woman is.
Yeah. Which is, but so like just following that logic, it's like, is getting yourself a glass of water also feminine behavior?
Right.
Like,
you're the one telling me what to eat. They make food in the kitchen, man. That seems pretty feminine to me.
Yeah, man. Also, like I don't know, like if I want to, if I want to feel manly, I'd be like, hey, baby girl, no, you're good. Stay in the house. You know what I'm saying? Turn on White Lotus. I'm gonna go ahead and bring all the groceries out the car. Like that's cool to me. I don't know. I guess that's why I have a lot of friends. And
yeah, I something tells me you are a more considerate partner than Liver King. I'm gonna guess.
Yeah. Thank God. As long as I'm not last on the list, it's me and then it's Liver King. That's good.
I know your girlfriend. I don't think she would put up with Liver King behavior.
So. Not at all. She would bully me into being a more decent person.
Yeah.
She would get me to stop not flushing toilets. And
I think so. I think that would probably be like issue number 1.
Be like, hey, Liver King, when you spit your gum out like that, people's shoes step on that gum and it kind of ruins their day. And he's like, that doesn't make any fucking sense, Beverly. Like he's just completely. I would have loved to have been there for that teaching moment. So eventually he does all sorts of like uber hyper masculinity shit. Like he takes daily ice baths. We'll get into like what part of his regimen is the ice bath. It's part of his 9 ancestral tenets.
Well, because taking a nice warm relaxing bath, that's pretty feminine. That'd be gay.
Yeah.
If he were doing it.
Yeah.
If he were like having a nice relaxing time in the bathtub, pretty feminine.
Yeah. Yeah, dude, you might as well just be there with another dude, you know what I'm saying? Like,
right? Might as well be painting your toes, Liver King.
Yeah. Man, I again, as a guy who's like matured and grown, if there's any like younger or just more like, less developed cats out there listening, once you kind of let go of all that dumb shit, like life is so much more comfortable. Like I used to hang out with like guys that do improv and pretend to be characters several times a week. And like I just know that I'm having a much funner time in my life. So if you're out there like, yeah, once you let go of that shit and you fully embrace, you're like, oh shit, like a moisturizer, this shit makes my hand look good. Once you lean into that shit, life gets way better. So if anybody
it's not feminine to be comfy. It's okay to be comfy. It's nice.
Yeah. Well, there you go. Because he doesn't use a mattress.
Yep. Yeah.
He's
decided
on a fucking
it's
wooden slat.
Being cozy, that's for girls. That's what he's decided.
Yeah.
This man has never been snug as a bug in a rug in his whole life.
Yeah.
He's given up.
Yeah. What's wild is he talks about doing mushrooms on occasion and how you do fucking mushrooms and walk away still thinking this.
That's wild.
Mushrooms is a big part of the reason I have like conservative friends that I grew up with that like regularly smoke weed and do mushrooms, and I'm just like, it doesn't work for you. Give it back. Like, you don't know. That's not like
right.
How do you fucking trip mushrooms and go like, yeah, man, I mean, a wall is essential for national security and you need to stay on the other side of it. Like, what the fuck is wrong with your brain that you walk out of a mushroom trip with that? So, yeah, so the team eventually figured out the magic formula. It was more meat, more feats of strength, and more videos where the Liver King shouts more and increasingly lifts larger weights. Mm-hmm. So I feel like at this point, we should get into the liver eating. It's the elephant in the room. So they say, you can see how the family cannily took existing mainstream diet trends and turned them up to 11. After the highly processed, low-fat diet foods of the 90s, the diet industry in the 2010s swung the other way, encouraging people to return to the supposedly all-natural whole foods of our ancestors. A way of eating that mimics the diet of our ancestral past, promised the paleo diet. Eat real food, said Whole30. Don't eat anything your grandmother wouldn't recognize as food. Be like, well, my grandma has Alzheimer's. I'm going to eat a couch cushion. So, those were all like those like, mantras in that diet fad. And when the Liver King went to the shooting range to pump bullets into unhealthy food, because he would do that on his thing, he'd be like,
mm-hmm.
I'm shooting at cookies or whatever.
He always in his videos I've seen. He always seems like he lives out in this like wasteland or something. It's like this weird liminal space out, I guess, in East Texas, which makes sense. That is kind of what East Texas looks like.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
Yeah.
from what I understand, is the outward facing shots. It looks like like pre colonized America land. That house is pretty fucking nice though. Like,
Yeah. Oh yeah, he has a really big house, but like when he's out shooting bullet holes into Wonder Bread or whatever, it's
yeah,
very like it has a very Dan
yeah.
Bilzerian vibe to it.
I was getting big Bilzerian vibes off this dude, and I don't know if either of them would be insulted by that or they both take it as a compliment. Uh, who will know the mysterious brains of these men? But the liver family's diet runs contrary to prevailing expert consensus. Almost goes without saying. A pound of Liver King says that he eats a pound of liver a day. He does not recommend this for noobs, which again sounds like a way of being like, I don't recommend this for fucking for panty waste. It sounds like a way to get like kids who aren't ready to eat that much liver. Sorry, eat liver. Be like, yeah, he's talking about you, bitch. Like just like eat the liver. So a pound of liver a day sounds excessive, mainly because of the risk of vitamin A toxicity. This is Marion Nestle of the Paulette Goddard Professor of Nutrition and Food Studies at Public Health at New York University. So the man, of course, he's telling me not to eat fucking liver because he's part of establishment
He's the
science.
establishment, yeah.
So yeah, he said, and the guy said, I doubt our ancestors ate that much. And this gets into my prehistory thing. Like that was a treat. If you would kill a fucking animal, animals only have one liver, and depending on the animal you're killing, it's not that big. One person gets it, maybe the chief. And how often are you killing these fucking things? Like that's not going to be. There's no way anyone could have afforded that. Like the way the person would have had to live 4,000 years ago to eat a pound of liver every day, they would have had to have like a gun from 2022. That's the only thing. Like the only way you're pulling that off. Yeah, and also like there's no one ancestral human. As I said, like there's people who lived on the coast, ate mad fish. People who lived inland. I mean, hell, did you have the Inuits? They ate like damn near like only blubber, but like they that they I don't know. It's just weird. It's like that's like one person did kind of that. Nobody did. No one person was doing this thing you're talking about. And a big part of it is how he's like, they've had it right all along, man. We just got to get back to that. It's like there's nothing to get back to. It's like the myth of like a pan-European culture or whatever. Like it's like this shit don't exist. Like there's nothing to get back to.
Right.
So that being said, now that I nerded out on that for a moment. So yeah, the guy said, the Liver King said that vegetables don't have the material required to produce a healthy set of testicles.
Yeah,
so I guess
like
food
basically, this is like basically witchcraft. It's like you need to eat blood in order to like grow your balls. Like this is bananas.
Yeah. Dude, have you seen that gross chick on fucking? Dude, have you seen that gross chick on the phone screen who eats like she eats raw liver every day like this guy, and she's like, has like this trad wife appearance kind of, and like all these dudes are like, oh, marry me, and it's like that bitch is farting toxic gas, dog. like you do not want to settle down.
You're worried about
life with that woman.
You're worried about how vegetables don't allow you to produce a healthy set of testicles. Vegetables help you produce a healthy fucking poop, man. You need to eat some fiber. You can't be just fucking eating meat all goddamn day.
Yeah, dude.
But he also, Liver King also likes balls, right? He also eats testicles, right? Isn't that a part of his diet?
Yeah, which like to me, like, big part of his diet. Which to me, I'm just like, I don't know, dude. Seems pretty sus.
It's all this bizarre, like homoerotic masculinity cult of like. Yeah, I don't know. You eat the balls to grow your balls. It's like medieval. It's really weird.
Yeah, yeah, man. This dude, quite a trip. But basically the guy said like that was like it's like that just flies. He said the guy said that's hilarious if it's hilarious if nutritionally suspect. So another big thing I just want to talk about this. A big like a thing that made this guy famous is the Liver King's barbarian workout. Mm-hmm. So the barbarian is a torturous exercise of the Liver King's own design that involves holding a 70-pound kettlebell in each hand, strapping 20-pound ankle weights on each leg, carrying 70 pounds in a backpack, and then dragging 120 pounds of weights behind on a sled for 1 mile. And he's made it's just that's like one of those things where like I don't know. It feels like again, I'm not a fitness expert. I work out 3 or 4 times a week, and I know that like the more I lift, I ideally the stronger I would get. But I feel like something like that, like I would see it's like, is that hurting you at this point, or like is it just purely for show, or if like you did this every day, would you? I feel like you turn into this like this misshapen motherfucker. I don't know.
Well, I mean, he was
Doesn't
pretty
seem.
misshapen. We are going to talk about how insane he
Yeah, yeah,
looks,
right.
I'm sure. He is a crazy looking
Yeah,
man. Um, but I also like I feel like it all goes along with this thing of like having any kind of joy is feminine to him. So like working
yeah,
out in a way that is enjoyable and like joyous and brings happiness to your life would not be masculine, you know? Like
yeah.
this guy is not like again, most like fitness people are just like the best workout is the one that you'll do. Like that's the best workout. Whatever you got to do to move your body is great. Like something tells me the Liver King does not approve of like Zumba. You know what I mean? Whereas like most people in this field are
Yeah.
gonna just be like, yeah, do what you want. If Zumba makes you happy, do Zumba. And this guy's like, no, you need to drag. You need to like mercilessly punish yourself with a sled full of weights. Yeah.
Yeah. Dude, yeah, that's like yeah, it's the same thing like when I've approached dieting in the past, especially when I was younger, dude, like really didn't know anything about nutrition or anything. And I would just be like, oh, I remember like one time I was like not seasoning my chicken when I was like 18. And my mom was like, what the hell are you doing? I was like, I just, just a chicken. It just is all I need.
Yeah. And
And
it's like,
again,
no, you're
I
just
was
making
18.
yourself sadder.
Yeah, yeah, you're gonna be less enthused to eat that. Like, what would you rather eat, that or a fucking bag of Takis? Like, it's very
Right.
simple. But again, why these things make me so mad is because I'm like, I remember thinking like this, and I was
Right.
18, 19 years old. Like so. At the now at the core of all this, the workouts, the diet, is the lifestyle, is the system Liver King calls the 9 ancestral tenets. And here we go, doing all 9: sleep, eat, move, shield, connect, cold, sun, struggle, and bond. All right. So, and also the unofficial one, he mentions this a lot. The unofficial and social tenet is have a little goddamn fun. So,
Okay.
like, is
So he does
yeah,
allow a
but
little
it's
bit of
like,
fun.
yeah, but I mean, for him, like, fun is like he said he drinks like 1 or 2 Saturdays a month, and he takes mushrooms and learns
Okay.
nothing.
Yeah, yeah, and offers
So
zero reflection on his own life. Yeah.
yeah, I just imagine like his son coming home from like school one day, and he's just like, "Hey, we need to talk." He's like, "I found this in your room," and he throws it down, and it's like a fucking orange cycle flyer. He's like, "What is this?" It's like, I don't know. I'm just holding it for a friend, and he's like, "Bullshit." But so at one point, the reporter asked him. She was like, because his son, I no confirmation if it was Rad or Striker. I wasn't able to figure that out, but his son was going to do the Barbarian. And his wife was like, "No, my son's not doing that." And he was like, "What? No." He goes, "Yeah, he is. I don't care if it takes him 2 days. I'll bring him a mattress and food and let him camp in the woods," which ultimately is kind of a positive thing. Like he's like, "Hey, if you want to do this, man, I'll fucking help you out." I remember like my dad, like when I gave up fucking baseball to go do a theater program when I was a kid, and my dad was like, man, just finish baseball, huh?" I was like, "All right, deal, I'll finish baseball." Like it feels like a supportive thing. Like, hey, if you want to do this, I'll help you with it. And apparently the son knocked it out in 2 hours. He walked a mile on their property in 2 hours. That's not, the lady was like, "Do you think your kids are gonna like resent you for any of this?" And he said, "I'd rather they hate me than hate themselves." And I was like, well, there's another option where y'all just everybody likes each other. And
Right, where you're
like,
just like a supportive, nice dad, and then you have nice
yeah, yeah.
kids. Yeah.
He's like, "I don't know, man. Something about 3 dudes liking each other." No, no, you're halfway there at that point. So as the brand began to take off, and it was a pretty meteoric rise. He was at like 60,000 followers in August 2021. He's at like 1.7 million now. So
Which, like,
that's a,
again, we need to talk about not only he does these very attention grabbing videos, which you talked about, where he screams more, and it's like
yeah,
very, very, yeah, intense, and like he's figured out this algorithm, but he's also really crazy looking. Like he's,
yeah,
as you said, he doesn't brush his hair, so he's this like long matted hair, this beard. He looks like a Viking kind of. That's kind of what he's going for because he has this like primitive barbarian sort of
yeah.
vibe. And he's ripped as fuck. He's like ripped to shit,
Action
veiny,
figure ripped.
looks like a little action figure, yeah.
Yeah.
Which like we'll talk about, but like to me, I think to most people, but particularly people who watch as much professional wrestling as me, I was like, oh, that guy's on steroids. That's what
Yeah.
steroids. That's what human growth hormone makes you look and sound like. Like
Yeah.
that's his six pack is like poking out of his belly. He's got the big HGH jaw. Like it's like okay, yeah,
Yep.
that guy's juicing. That's what that guy looks like.
Yeah, and it's like the only people who don't see it are the people who will like who need to buy a self-help program. It's like, guys, this is we'll see. Yeah, like people who are even remotely familiar with like fitness or sports or athletics in general take one look at his body and they're like, yeah, no, that's no way.
Yeah,
So
he's kind of short. Like you can tell he's
yeah,
sort of
he is
he
a
has
short
like
liver king.
he's a short liver king. He has like a small frame, but it is packed with muscle, and
Yeah,
it just doesn't doesn't look natural at all. But yeah, but he's very striking, and he has this very striking way of performing, and so he got super popular, and he got a ton of
yeah.
followers.
I would say he has a bastardization of one of the three sacred French Canadian body types.
Yeah. He's profaned it with
yeah. So as his brand began to take off, Liver King began to make the rounds on podcasts and web series. He stuck mainly to the media realm that would be open to his message. A lot of YouTube shows about fitness and lifestyle hosted by like former UFC fighters or podcasts made by and for gym rats who wanted to discuss like hyper minute details of workout regimens and the like. And as soon as Liver King sat on the couch in studio, everybody had the same question. Are you natty? Now, natty or natural is the dividing line in the world of fitness. Do you take steroids and admit it? If so, you're relegated to a different side of the aisle. You're not demonized, but it's a mark that sort of nullifies your claim to being a lifestyle guru. Like if you openly juice, you're just the guy on TikTok who's running a quarter mile with several hundred pounds of kettlebells strapped to his body. Now, if you're natural and you've developed a fitness system that gets results, the possibilities are endless. Your body is a testimonial, and you're able to market it to families, kids, seniors, regular folks, and it can very well lead to superstardom and becoming a household mainstream name. You're Body by Jake at this point. You're fucking Suzanne Summers. Just that kind of deal. So when Liver King sat down with these hosts who have dedicated their lives to fitness and athletics, and this bulging just hulk of ripped muscle, and then he just sits down and proceeded to say that he had never touched steroids. It got some polite pushback. If you watch the interview clips, all the guys were like, "Oh, really? Really?" You can tell none of them believe it. And then post expose, all of them were like, "Yeah, man, I just wasn't gonna call it full out, but obviously he's on that shit." So when he those guys, they know what roid muscles look like. Even Joe Rogan dismissed the guy as like a roided up fraud. And so Liver King said, in response to that he was just grateful to have been introduced to the Joe Rogan ecosphere, as he called it. And because, again, that's all you need with those guys is to be introduced to the ecosphere. Like, once your name gets out there, and that's like where you make the argument of like, yeah, you can say all you want about defeating a Nazi in the marketplace of ideas, but when you have him on your show that millions of fucking people listen to, like other people are going to take this guy's side, and like, I don't know.
Right.
Like,
you're getting his name out there, especially if you're Joe Rogan. Like, even talking about this guy is platforming him.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And so like, that just goes, oh, I'm happy to be introduced to the ecosphere, as he called it, and offered to come on the show anytime to defend his primal lifestyle and the 9 ancestral tenets. And he really pushes these tenets. Like, it is just like, again, just like a huckster, or just like if you're, like when I used to sell Uverse for AT&T, and you just like, you got the key points of it. And it was like one guy, he went on this dude's show because he would like deny using steroids, and then he would shit on steroids. Like they were doing this thing like,
he'd shit on steroids and then say, all I take are these supplements that I sell. So if you want to look like me, buy my supplements. So like buy my training plans, but also buy, like, I know you don't like eating raw liver like I do, so buy my liver supplement that's made of raw liver, and you can look like me. Steroids are bullshit.
Yeah, exactly. It's like no, I'm not using steroids. I'm using the thing I sell. And it's like, oh, okay, well, that's cool. Yeah. Yeah, and he talks about the nine ancestral tenets the same way I used to talk about like multi-room DVRing for you first. You know, he like when you're like debating somebody on whether or not they should buy it, and he would just be like one guy, he went on the H3 podcast, and the guy was like, "Do you take steroids?" And he goes, they were doing primal or subprimal. They were like saying something, and he called it primal or subprimal. Mm-hmm. And he says primal not the way I thought he was going to say primal. Anyways, but he goes steroids. He goes subprimal like that, and the guy goes, really, what subprimal? He goes, I mean, after I'm a little older, I might take TRT or whatever. He's like, and if I was like bodybuilding, I might get in a regimen. He's like, no, you don't need that. He's like, why would you do all that when you could just get the 9 ancestral tenets? Yeah. The guy was like, yeah, well, he's like, don't get me wrong, I've got good testosterone. And he goes, you think you do? You think you do? Because your testosterone is the new normal. He's like, if you use those 9 ancestral tenets, I bet now that we've met, I could get those 9 ancestral
through
tenets.
The roof.
It's like, dude, the ancestral tenets, yeah. It's just like literally, it's like sleep, take a shower, hang out with your buddies. It's like, yeah, like again, like it's like when tech bros invent taxes. They're like, what if we all chipped in for public works projects? And it's like, yeah, dude, we've been doing this shit, man. So yeah, he really pushed those tenets. And anyways, so he protested a bit. Now, also, he had a lot of defenses. Like towards the end there, he's kind of on the ropes, and he had some interesting quotes. He said on one podcast, he goes, "Isn't it fucked up that a muscular, lean man has to justify his level of fitness, while the fat, metabolically deranged, or the skinny, osteopathically deranged never have to justify their lack of fitness?" It's like
he must have been so excited when he came up with that one. He must have been pumped.
Yeah. He all woke up the liver queen. He's like, Barbara, wake up. I don't care if you're tired. Get up. Listen to this thing I thought of. And also, it's just like, it's shitty because like I know Stephen Farmer, my buddy, our buddy, comedian Stephen Farmer, is in the perfect shape of all human beings could ever be in. And I look at Stephen and I don't go, that's kind of weird. I look at Stephen and go, it's a physically fit guy. I would never ask Stephen to explain himself about why he's so fit, or I would never hold it against him and be like, no, clearly he's doing all the right things. And then I see fucking the dude who looks like the good guy in Small Soldiers, like he just looks like that little beast. And like I see him, I'm like, okay, this guy's doing something crazy. Like,
yeah.
Yeah, and he insists that, and again, the same thing that, he said he got blood work done, and he did a blood work results reveal video in which he plays himself and a doctor. Nice. And it's the most clothing I've ever seen him wear. And it's he sits down and he goes, "We got your blood test back. It says something crazy, and it's some crazy results." He goes, "Give it to me, doctor." And he throws the clipboard down and it just has big ass red stamp. It just says "Savage."
That's this is why he's so popular, is because like he's gross and sucks, but like his whole aesthetic is like so over the top that it is funny and engaging. Like you know what it is he would hate this description because it makes him sound not masculine, but it's camp. That's what it is. It's campy. It's like beyond.
I could imagine if you like said camp or like kitsch or hokey to him, he might kill a man. He'd be like, nothing I do is kitsch. That dude, like, again, it's one of these things where like these personalities where it's like, man, if we could just trim this thing where you're trying to tell people to potentially hurt themselves, chasing after your body with a diet plan that doesn't work, if I could just trim that out and you were just a guy walking around lifting kettlebells in front of the Eiffel Tower and calling fucking podcast hosts fucking subprimal, like I was like, dude, that's great. And it's like,
that's funny. Who cares?
Man, like, why can't you just be this dude and not be like, everybody's gay now, masculinity is in the dumps, and it's like, why do you got to do all that, man?
Because that's what makes him rich. He has to, dude. He has to sell shit. He has to sell shit. He has to say, you can be like me.
Yeah, it's like, why can't you just be beloved, man? But so yeah, and also he has this old line. He insists that people only hate him because they hate themselves.
Of course.
And this isn't a new parry from guys like him, but it is wild to see what new and more dangerous shit that paper-thin defense gets applied to as the years marches on. So, Liver King, with his newfound life in the public eye, coupled with his need to grow his media empire, put him in a position where he needed to ratchet up his already insane workout schedule. And he had a videographer staying on his property in his guest room, and they filmed his entire family at all times. They had like 7 days of intensive filming, and then they just like filmed casually every day. And he started to notice that he was retaining some fat in the outsides of his lower back.
Oh
The love
no.
handles.
Oh no.
Yeah, dude, you're in your 40s. You're in your 40s. You drink 4 beers a month. That's what happens. And so he notices that. And just like this would be his downfall, which is very vain, which is in his definition probably a pretty feminine behavior. It was like literally vanity was his fucking downfall. He was like, "Oh, I got these love handles." Like, yeah, bro, me too. And I cart these hoes all over the country. And like, yeah, nobody gives a shit, dude. So he said it was during this time of increased exposure that he noticed he was harboring the handles. And so he said also he did some blood work and his testosterone levels are below average. You're in your fucking 40s, dude. You know what I'm saying? You're not like a young man anymore. You're aging.
Yeah.
So be realistic of who you are. So obviously, I get it. Love handles, if you're trying to be a fitness guru, can be a hard sell. But the rest of your body looks like fucking G.I. Joe. So who cares?
Yeah.
But to combat this, Liver King reaches out to a fitness clinician to ask him for help to create a schedule of steroids and other supplements to help him reverse the trend and lose the love handles. In this consultation, he shared with the doctor his full fitness routine, full transparency, and the trainer saw Liver King's steroid schedule and was aware of his public claims about being natty. And so he ended up trained him for a few weeks, and he ended up cutting. He refunded all the costs back to him, and he said because it was very clear that he was only using him to get steroids. Like he's a guy that like, hey, I'll train you, and I'll also I'm in a position like I'm not a doctor, but I can prescribe a steroid regimen, and this is something that I do.
It's like the Barry Bonds guy. It's like a trainer who also provides you with PEDs. Yeah.
And so like it's like a life coach that gives you Adderall,
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So this trainer, by the way, the trainer is known as Vigorous Steve.
Great name. Really good name.
Yeah. That's a solid name.
I know a guy who I know a guy in Brooklyn who I think he goes by his real name now, but he does like a lot of podcasts and like lefty stuff, and he's like he's a really ripped, like he's like a power lifter, and his pen name for a while was Chad Vigorous, which I love. So Vigorous Steve just reminded me of Chad Vigorous. I think his name is like Brandon or something, but anyway, Chad Vigorous. Anyway, so Vigorous Steve is providing. He emailed Vigorous Steve to get steroids.
Yeah. He was like, yeah, well, here's the thing. We do like some training and stuff. He's like, yeah, cut the shit. It's like hanging out with your drug dealer. He was like, dude, can you just give me some fucking, But yeah, so he gave the emails to a popular bodybuilding YouTube channel called More Plates, More Dates, hosted by a guy named Derek, who looks like a buff Steve from Blue's Clues. Once the word was out, no one was shocked. Being caught red-handed, the Liver King did something. Also, I did want to read one of these emails real quick. Sorry. So he tells, basically this is him talking to the guy, and he gives his fucking regimen. And he says he takes IGF, CJC, Butamorin, Omnitrope, is it called Test Sipe, Deca, and Winstraw. I don't know what this shit is, but it's expensive, and it's steroids.
It's a lot of steroids. It's a lot of different steroids.
Yeah. People are saying one of those drugs, the amount he was taking, that's $10,000 a month.
Damn.
Just one of them.
Just one.
Yeah. And so he asks him kind of like to describe his day. This is his day. He said, 6 a.m. I wake up, I walk barefoot to the lake, sun gaze, have morning coffee, and review the books for my companies. Then he takes the first shot of Omnitrope at 7 a.m. 9 a.m. he eats a meal, 45-gram protein shake with cold mineral water, 60 grams of dextrose, 100 grams of Greek yogurt, 30 grams of maple syrup, 4 farm fresh eggs, 5 grams of creatine, 10 grams of collagen, 30 grams of almond butter, 20 grams of ghee, 5 grams of Redmond salt, and 2 ounces of red meat. Then he does some meetings, and he goes back to the first workout session, Olympic lifting, eats more meat, that kind of deal. Basically just said he's been going hard every day for 35 years. And this is what he tells the guy. Then he tells, also, this is what I got in my regimen. And hits to him. Dude slides it off to the YouTube guy.
I just want to say before we go on, I feel like before this got exposed, I feel like the Liver King would probably say Greek yogurt is not a masculine food. That seems like a very feminine food to me. I don't know.
Yeah. It's like, the Greeks, you know what they invented, yeah, buddy.
Like yogurt? Like that Jamie Lee Curtis sells? I don't know.
the stuff that makes Jamie Lee Curtis poop, you eat that? Oh, dude, hella sus, man. Well,
But
that's
anyway,
the thing.
so
It's like
the trainer leaks this to a podcast, like
a YouTube channel called More
YouTube
Plates,
channel.
More Dates, and
Got
the
it,
guy
got
looks
it.
like Buff Steve from Blue's Clues.
Right.
And once the word was out, no one was shocked. Being caught red-handed, I do have to say this: Liver King did something that should be very common, but we see that it is far from that. He apologized, and it was like a full and unconditional apology. Like
Good
he was like,
for him.
yeah, I was go watch. And he goes, guys, I fucked up. I fucked up. I misled people. He's like, basically, he's like, I take steroids. I'm on steroids. I'm taking them right now. I have before. He's like, I wanted to get this. Then he does the thing. He does one shitty thing. He goes, basically, he's like, I think of how many people are overweight and depressed and sad and attempt suicide or even carry it out and commit suicide every day. And I just want to get the nine ancestral tenets to them and help them live these primal lives. They can da. It's like, okay, like you're making it seem like it is something noble, but most liars think they're doing the right thing. Like I would say, like a lot of lies that are told, that people think they're lying for a good reason, you know?
Yeah, I don't
So
know. I don't know. I don't know if I buy
guess
it,
it's
but
not,
I appreciate him not
yeah,
just disappearing into the night. Like the fact that he did address it
yeah,
is admirable and on some level.
yeah. I would say it's not good. I guess it doesn't set him, in my point, it doesn't set him apart from other liars I know. You know, it's like,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, that's the thing. Most people think they're doing the right fucking thing, you know? So
Sure.
it doesn't mean anything really ultimately, but he definitely did have to go in there and be like, I was just trying to help out all these people who are killing themselves. It's like, oh, people are suicides rampant in this country. I got just the thing shows up in a bunch of liver. This is
Right.
like, all right,
Yeah, I don't know if I buy it, but all right. Good for you, Liver
yeah.
King.
uh, so yeah, the trainer, he said, I gave Derek permission to use the emails in a redacted form to help Brian finally come clean and end the lies dead in their tracks, which to a certain extent he did. He admitted to experimenting and taking performance enhancing drugs at the time he filled out the questionnaire, and he patched on the lie with another lie, saying that he's currently under doctor supervised replacement therapy. Steve added, take it from me, nobody on the planet looks like that on just TRT. And when you look at the timeline of when he started getting popular, now he looks better. He looks leaner. He looks fuller. And that's what everybody said. Everybody's like, dude, I'm seeing this guy travel to fucking 5 cities in a weekend. How are you pulling that off? How are you, like if you want that body, you got to be in the gym literally every day. No
Right.
time for travel.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like, so yeah, there you go. Worth it? No, because he's done. He can't come back. Like he can still sell his supplements, all that stuff, but the juice he had behind him, absolutely gone.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it did cut into his sales. I do wonder, or like hope is the wrong word, because like I don't like this guy. I don't like what he's saying about gender and stuff, but I also feel like of these guys, he is one of the less harmful ones. Like he is one of the more like, because there are a lot of guys like this who are like just overtly fascist, where like Liver King is just kind of silly, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like he's campy, like I said. So part of me is like, maybe there's a way he can sort of stay a social media personality and make his living that way. Like maybe he'll get to a point where he can make fun of himself about it. I kind of doubt it, but yeah,
Yeah.
at least like the supplement empire is over. Like
Yeah.
that is not working out.
Yeah. And he's not telling folks like, like, hey, you can have this body just by doing that. And then like you want to talk about people being depressed. I mean, imagine how depressed the guy would be if he followed your fucking regimen for 9 months and he didn't look like you, Like I mean, I would imagine
Right.
that could cause a problem or two. And
Yeah.
so but that's good. We've touched on this in recent episodes, but I'm liking that people are starting to fall flat on their fucking face, like in public, and basically seeing like, yeah, man, like these hyper masculine dudes, these guys who are like, guys these days are so soft. And like, hey, aren't you a guy this day? It's like, shut up. It was like these dudes who are like project these pretty toxic fucking viewpoints of like what success looks like, what masculinity looks like, what gender roles look like. And I'm just liking that they're getting all these opportunities to fucking face plant in public, and I'm hoping that trend continues in 2023.
Yeah, it's what it reminds me of sort of is like this guy who's like obviously we pointed out he's doing all this stuff that he would probably think was quote unquote feminine. I mean, like being the kind of vein where you have a big social media brand account. I think a guy like this would it's hypocritical for a guy like this. Like he hates stuff like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It reminds me a lot of like these women, these like conservative women who trade in these like really reactionary gender stereotypes, but then are like living out the opposite of what they preach. Like Phyllis Schlafly's the sort of original example, but like Marjorie Taylor Greene is a great example of this, of like, you know, you're a career woman. Like Marjorie Taylor Greene or like Ann Coulter or like any of these people who think like women should stay home and be the domestic heart of the family and that we're making men soft. They're all girl bosses. Like that's what their job is. And I feel like Liver King, like these social media influencer manosphere guys, it's like, you're a vain Instagram hoe. Like that's who you are. And it's like, and you claim to hate those people, but you are one. That's your job.
Wow.
So like have some respect for those people because you are one.
Holy shit, man. I honestly never looked at that. That's Kath, you put a wrinkle in my brain. Thank you so much. That's
happy to do it.
That is very crazy. Like it's just a level of vanity. Wow. Well, shit, man. That's I think that pretty much puts a pin on it. Then I guess we've covered the Liver King as much as any two people can. Guys,
absolutely.
Thank you so much for tuning in. If you guys liked what you heard today, we do have a Patreon where we do 2 more episodes a month. It's patreon.com/lie, cheat, and steal. It's all spelled out. I am on the rapidly sinking ship of Twitter at PZTX, and that's PEEZYTX. That on Instagram too, and I'm on TikTok now too. It's Pat Soroy's TX, to show that I have matured. And and also, I got all my dates posted on there. You can go and check those out. And Kath, you got anything for us?
Yeah, I have another podcast called What a Time to Be Alive. It's a comedy podcast about stupid news stories. Comes out every week. I'm Kath Barbadoro on social media. I post my dates on there. I think I have a Street Fight Radio bonus episode coming out soon about Dane Cook. I watched Torgasm with Brian.
Oh, hell yeah.
And Torgasm is terrible. It was a very fun episode, so check that out. And I think that's it. Thanks for listening, everybody.
Yeah, guys, thanks for tuning in. Holidays are coming up. You know, enjoy it, be safe, be smart, but above all, don't get caught.
Don't get caught. See you next time.